Welcome to the YWAM News Show for June 2023. This month we have some updates about our ministries that are happening in Haiti, talk about some new music that has been released by YWAM Lausanne, and we'll also get an update from the YWAM Ships in Fiji and more. So thank you again for watching, listening, or downloading this, the 134th episode of the Youth with a Mission News Show podcast. I'm your host, Bill Hutchison. You can contact us, subscribe to future episodes, leave comments, find links to all the stories we talk about in the show notes for this podcast at ywampodcast.com/134. This month, the prayer focus for the invitation, which is one of YWAM's global prayer initiatives, has been the nation of Haiti. So Haiti is the poorest nation on the American continent and is currently suffering through a time of tremendous government instability and crime. More than 67% of the population lives on less than $1 per day, and only 56% of the population is schooled. So the focus for our prayer for Haiti this month has been to pray for provision for basic needs of life, pray for the government, leaders, and safety, to also pray for rain, to pray for spiritual breakthrough, to pray for the Bible to be taught accurately in churches, and also to pray for ministries and for YWAM that are serving in Haiti. Now, in the midst of all the challenges that Haiti and other ministries continue to meet the practical needs as well as teach biblical principles to people in Haiti. Now, since last month, we spent the whole month praying for Haiti. We thought that I'd look at some updates about what some of our ministries are doing in Haiti. Now, we actually start with an update from YWAM Port of Peace.
One of the things that stood out to me the past month is one of the kids in the small group, they asked us, can we clean the neighborhood? We were so short about that because nobody is gonna ever ask to do something like that. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Then we make that happen. And I can see the joy on their face when they come together. We were cleaning, we were dancing, we were having fun. I can see that God moved on their life. And also there was one of them, like a couple of them, that came to me and asked, who is Jesus? I'm like, wow, they asked really good questions. And there was some of them that said, I don't believe in Jesus. When I asked them, why don't you believe in Jesus? And they said, because I can't see him. If I can't see him, how can I like somebody like that? Then I take an example. I said, can you see the wind? They said, no. I am like, yeah, but you can't see the wind, but you can feel it. It's the same like with Jesus. You can't see him, but you can feel him. And through the study, I think they learn a lot about God and all of their questions being answered. And I was so excited to see God is moving in their life. And they even willing to learn more about him. That was so amazing.
I want to share with you a cool story about a young man in our small group. We watched him for a few years now, growing really strong in God, and we watch him accepted Christ, got baptized, and now he's so devoted in his church. So we do ministry in our town, like we go out in the park and go talk to people and share Jesus. And we had the opportunity to invite him a few weeks ago to join us. And once we got there, it was like a little weird for him because that was his first time doing ministry like this. And he finally started to step out and then talk to people. So he was talking to this young man and he was sharing Jesus with him. And the way that he was sharing it was amazed me. And he was all about the Bible, sharing directly from the Bible to the young men. And the young men were so into it. And then this young man wanted to accept Christ as well. So please continue to pray for the people we're ministering to, and as well for the seed that we're planting so God can water them for the future. Thank you.
So it's really hard to pick just one story to share with you guys of what God has done the past few months, because he's done a lot of really cool things. But to share one story with you, I'll share the one about what God did at the end of one of our English classes a few weeks ago. It started pouring down rain, pouring rain. And one thing about Haiti is when it rains, people don't go out. They usually run and find cover, and they'll wait until the rain passes. So we had over 40 people in class that day, and Louie and I looked at each other and we're like, okay, what are we going to do with these people? We don't know how long the rain's going to be here, but we got to entertain them somehow. So we decided to share Jesus. So one of our awesome staff members grabbed a Bible, started reading directly from it, asking people questions, which just opened up a space for everyone in the room to just hear the gospel and start asking questions of their own and share their stories, why they believe or don't believe in Jesus. And some of our staff shared testimonies. It was really cool. English class started at 4, and the class usually ends about 5, sometimes 5:30. But people were at our house till 8:30, maybe a little after that, just asking questions about Jesus and listening and reading from the Bible and all learning together. Even the rain had even stopped raining, but people were still here talking about Jesus. So for me, it was really cool to see how God took rain and gave us an opportunity to share him and grow his kingdom.
So if you head on over to YWAMpodcast.com/134, you can watch the rest of the video. There's more stories about what God is doing in Port of Peace and what's happening there. Now, also from the Facebook page, we get an update from YWAM St. Mark. So YWAM St. Mark gave the update that their trade school is coming on to its last month. We're so thankful for the opportunity to run this school, and we believe this is only the beginning. The students are learning so much, and we can see the hope that it is bringing to people's lives. The trade school takes a lot of funds to keep it running, as continuous supplies are needed to be purchased for most classes. Things like food for the cooking class, gas for the backhoe loader and auto mechanics, supplies for plumbing, electrician, cosmetology, makeup, etc. If you'd like to partner with us or give towards the trade school, we'd appreciate it so much. Thank you for your continued support. So that is through their Facebook page. As you can see from the photos, they do a lot of different trade training there, and it's exciting to see what they're doing to practically equip some of the people who are there in Haiti. Now, another ministry that is in Haiti is YWAM Lausanne, and they're actually looking at doing a lot of farm growth, or growth of their farm at the moment.
Good morning, my name is Tyler Emery. My wife Vanessa and I are the directors of Youth of the Mission in Lausanne, Haiti. I just wanted to take a moment to share with you what God's doing here at YWAM Lausanne. Right now, we have a bunch of initiatives to be able to support our ministry, like syntropic farming, growing our own vegetables and our own fruit, and that has been really great for us to be able to keep going. One of the things in YWAM that really helps the ministry is receiving teams, and with the country the way that it is, it's been 4 years since we received a team, but God has kept us moving and kept us growing because of initiatives that He put in our heart, like farming. So when having bananas and plantains and black beans has really been able to push us forward in a time of difficulties. And because for the foreseeable future, we don't see us having a lot of teams coming, we want to be able to grow this initiative so that we can continue to see our ministries thrive. We have our soccer boys ministry where we have 15 to 20 boys that are coming each week and studying the Bible. We got 15 to 20 girls coming and doing volleyball and also learning about the Bible. We go to an orphanage every week teaching biblical principles and how to love the Lord. So it's just been, we've been really seeing the fruit of our labor, and we want to continue to grow. And so for us, we have to get creative sometimes, and we think that a wonderful way to see us grow is to be able to grow our meat production. So we're just going to start getting chickens. We have rabbits right now, and we're going to see that grow and be able to sell and eat those. We're also wanting to grow our cow and goat population. Right now we have 3 cows and we have 6 goats, but we need more land to be able to do that. So one of our neighbors has 1.5 acres for sale. and we want to be able to purchase it. And right now we have a donor that's willing to match funds up to $5,000. So anything that you donate to us will be donated, or will be doubled, and it's also tax deductible. So please, would you be able to help us? We want to be able to buy this land by June 24th, and we'll need the money in our Youth of the Mission account by the 10th to be able to get it out in time. So please consider donating, and thank you, and God bless.
So if you do head over to their website, you can find out more about it. Hopefully we'll be getting some updates to see how the expansion of the farm went, and just to sort of see what God is doing there in YWAM Lausanne. So YWAM Cap Haiti actually just graduated their 2023 Impact DTS this month. So they had an amazing school that started with 21 students and 10 staff. And they celebrated and honored each one of them for their amazing accomplishment as they looked to Jesus to thank him because once again he did. Again, this is taken from their Facebook page, which is linked to at ywampodcast.com/134. So they saw a group of young adults coming from all over Haiti, trusting the Lord would meet them and transform their lives in the 5 months that it took to do the discipleship training school. Required a lot of courage and determination to surrender everything and trust Jesus to reshape their life. They're very proud of these young men and women, and to see who they have now become is absolutely beautiful. They're also very proud of the staff and grateful for the staff that is serving there for giving their all in leading the school. So the young people are going back into their communities, and they have no doubt that the Lord will use them as a reflection of Jesus to bring transformation and impact to wherever they set their feet. So almost next door to Haiti is YWAM Jamaica, and they have a ministry with a heart to know God and make him known to the deaf community. So we actually have 2 testimonies that you can hear now from participants who are involved in the deaf ministry over in Jamaica.
Hello, my name is Ellie, and I am here at the Discipleship Bible School with YWAM. So I want to share with you one thing that I learned. Growing up, I always compared myself to other people. I would notice something that a person was very skilled at, and I wanted to copy that. I wanted to make that a part of who I was. And I would do that again and again and again. But this week I learned the story of David and Goliath. And I noticed, you know, the giant Goliath? He asked the Israelites, who's willing to fight me? Who? And the Israelites were all scared. No one volunteered to fight Goliath except David. David said, yes, I'm willing, I'm available. I will go up against the giant. And you know, David wasn't big or strong, but he still became that initiator for God's kingdom. And through that, David influenced all of the Israelites. And I noticed that for myself, this really applies. I need to say yes to God and stop comparing myself to other people and stop making excuses that, oh, you know, I can't do that because I'm not good enough. And I need to stop seeing people as my example and seeing Jesus as my example and realize that he has called me to be an initiator.
Hello out there. I am Tyson, and I will be explaining my testimony from an experience I had in Mandeville at CCCD Knockpatrick. I went there and I saw a lot of children, adults, just beautiful Jamaican people. That day, I was thinking and asking God to show me what to do. And really the next day, I just went ahead and trusted myself. We were hanging out and introducing ourselves, and I noticed there was a lot of laughter in our conversation. I saw God's character through this, that he can be funny. I realized that before I knew Jesus, I had these thoughts that I had to be funny through inappropriate communication. But then I realized that I can be funny in a godly way. And God showed that to me. So I will always remember that moment. And Jesus showed me that really he's very funny. It's a part of his character. He's not serious in preaching all the time. Most of the world views Jesus as serious and preaching, but I want to show you that Jesus can be funny. And one day we will all meet him and know his character. Thank you for watching.
So you can find out more about the YWAM Deaf World Ministry by heading over to ywamdeafworldjamaica.org. So one of the schools that YWAM Lausanne in Switzerland runs is their School of Worship. So recently on their YouTube page, which again is linked to at ywampodcast.com/134, they've released a large number of songs that were produced during their 2022 school. So I have embedded one of the songs in the show notes that you can listen to. And then if you do follow the link to YWAM Lausanne's YouTube page, as well as a link for more information about the School of Worship, both of those are linked to at ywampodcast.com/134. You can listen to all the songs and find out more about the school and if this is something that you might be interested in doing. So we do have a short update from YWAM Ships at I can never say this one right. It's from New Zealand. Etiora. They'll say it in the video. Just about their ship deployment in Fiji.
Hey, Bulla everyone. It's a big day for us here for YWAM Koha and the YWAM Ships crew. Behind me, the crew on the Koha are scurrying around the vessel, getting everything ready and prepared, tying everything down. Today, Outreach 1, first Outreach 2023 begins. The dentists have arrived, the people are being inducted right now, 5 p.m. we sail to Little New Zealand, known as Kandavu. To the locals, Little New Zealand. That's where we begin this year in Kandavu, Outreach 1, 2 weeks, starting tonight. We're so excited. I want to share with you this incredible week we just had here in Suva. We feel like we've just walked ordained steps by God this week in various ways the Lord led us. Started with a beautiful traditional welcome facilitated by the Fiji police up in the Police Academy campus here in Fiji. It was an amazing time, such a humbling experience. Some incredible meetings with local pastors here in Suva, some honourable ministers in the current government, and it was just an incredible time. What we found was this, last year there's warmth. We know the Bulla spirit of Fiji. It's incredible, but this year I think because we've come back, the warmth we felt this year was at another level. And just this desire from the various government departments and the people of Fiji to link arms at another level and welcome us into partnering with them at another level to empower a healthy future throughout the maritime regions of Fiji. It's been truly humbling for all of us this week as we've walked this journey, this hikoi through the city of Suva, and as we begin this journey through the maritime regions. It's humbling, it's incredible what the Lord is doing, and we thank you for being a part of it. And look for more updates as we go. We'll be trying to really get the stories out, the impact stories. We're hoping to serve hundreds, if not thousands of people this year and deliver health outcomes along with our purpose of empowering a healthy future. God bless you. Thank you so much for walking this journey with us.
So if you head over to ywampodcast.com/134, you can find links to watch that video again and also to find out more about their ministry and how maybe you can get involved if this is something you're interested in. So from the 7th to the 23rd of June, YWAM Hobart organized and ran a Light Up Hobart in partnership with River City Church, Australia House of Prayer for All Nations, and Youth for Christ. So the outreach coincided with Dark Mofo, with the purpose of lifting up Jesus in the city of Hobart and engaging with people who are attending Dark Mofo. They came together for worship and prayer every night, and they had several days of continuous prayer and worship and were out on the streets every night in the city. So one of the highlights during the outreach is the giving out of free pancakes and hot chocolate every night outside of St. David's Cathedral. During the outreach, they've seen over 30 people give their lives to the Lord and have had many other seeds that have been sown through many different conversations that they've been having. So you can read their latest newsletter, which includes many more stories from Light Up Hobart in YWAM Hobart's latest newsletter, which is linked to again in the show notes. Now, as we continue to explore some of our YWAM locations in Africa, This month, we will visit YWAM Worcester in South Africa.
One of the world's largest mission movements, Youth with a Mission, widely known as YWAM, has a vibrant operation located in Worcester, an hour northeast of Cape Town. Over the years, the nations have met the nations as teams made up out of ordinary men and women from Worcester, South Africa, the continent of Africa, and the rest of the world have shared God's life both locally and internationally. It has taken adventurous faith as the pioneers of every major phase have demonstrated courage and tenacity. In the late 70s, two women, Charlotte Cass and Marie de Toy, started praying and inviting YWAM teams to the area. These seeds landed into a fertile soil, still soft from the Andrew Murray revivals in the late 1800s. They grew into a vision for a discipleship training center. In 1986, during the apartheid era, a group of Christians swam against the current and started an interracial, interdenominational YWAM community on a donated, run-down tobacco store outside of Worcester. Brian and Pam Kinghorn led what was then called YWAM Rollout. Amidst heavy renovation work, the base was running discipleship training schools and reaching out to the local colored community by, among other things, starting preschools on the farms. Since 1992, under the leadership of Brian and Kareem Reed and later Wilson and Grace Huda, the focus expanded to equipping and sending local missionaries to other countries. For example, they adopted certain people groups and started a YWAM base in Mozambique.
In 92, God spoke to us to enlarge our boundaries. We started looking for a bigger place in Worcester, and God gave us a promise that we're going to have the hospital, but we couldn't buy it then.
But 6 years later, Stefan and Trudy Hugo, the base leaders of YWAM Luxembourg in Cape Town, thought they should relocate to Worcester. They began negotiations to buy the same old hospital.
So in 1998, just after Wilson had left, Dolph Lombard, Monty Jane, then Williams and myself were asked to cover the base as leaders. And actually, during that time, we drove out here to the old hospital. We came to park in the parking lot, and we just prayed and said, God, is this the right thing for us to move to town? We all actually had peace about it.
Stefan asked us to pray about coming to Worcester from Luxembourg, and I felt this was my promised land. And when I got here, I was absolutely amazed at how beautiful this place was. But yet at the same time, the buildings were in really bad shape.
In 2 months, the building had to be renovated and furnished for 200 people, as the first big effort was to run an international leadership training school. While local outreach continued, the ministry, now called YWAM Worcester, took a stronger emphasis on bringing the nations to Worcester to be equipped and send it to Africa and the world. Under the leadership of Bruno and Judy Gunterlach, the base has adopted a stronger focus on influencing the different spheres of society. For example, training in the areas of counseling, skills development, and micro-business enterprise, allowing interaction and involvement in Worcester. From September 2013, God gently started speaking to the base about team leadership. This lengthy and challenging but invaluable process resulted in a new Jesus-centered team leadership structure, which was finally inaugurated in March 2021.
YWAM Worcester have given birth to many ministries.
I like the freedom I have here.
It really facilitates growth in individuals.
Because we are interdenominational, we are able to serve as a bridge builder between churches.
YWAM Worcester is a family and values families.
I like YWAM because of the genuine way how people follow Jesus.
Because of the courage and obedience of so many individuals stepping out in faith over the years, God has created an important platform for other ordinary men and women to demonstrate God's love to Africa and the world.
So you can head on over to ywamworcester.com to find out more about their ministry and more about what God is doing and how you might be able to get involved. Now, while I was looking for news to share with you on this show, I found a short film that was produced by YWAM Lausanne in Norway called Known. That's a beautifully shot film. I'm going to show you a preview of it, but I'd also recommend that you check out the whole thing when you get a chance.
My dream was to travel the world, but the one who created the world told me to dream bigger. He showed me why he gave me those dreams, and he took me on an adventure that would change my life forever. My friends and I spent 5 months traveling to the corners of the world for one reason: to know God and to make him known.
So that was just a short preview of the full film. So if you do head over to ywampodcast.com/134, you can check out the whole thing. Have a watch. Beautifully shot. Some really good stories about what God was doing through the ministry that they got involved with around the world. So again, thank you so much for listening, viewing, or downloading this, the 134th episode of the Youth with a Mission News Show. I'm your host, Bill. We will talk to you again next month as well. We'll bring you some news. If you have any news that's happening at your ministry and that you're involved with, please send us a comment at ywampodcast.com/134. We'd love to hear what God is doing so we can share it with other people around the world. So you can also head over to ywampodcast.com/subscribe to find us on all of our social media accounts, as well as on YouTube and Facebook, and you can get in touch through there. So thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing from you and sharing with you again next month some of the stuff that God is doing with Youth of the Mission around the world.